look at you, crawling, panting, trembling from a world that was never meant to be kind. You call it struggle, you call it growth. But all I see is a ritual of defeat, a performance of pain you repeat, hoping one day it will reward you. You kneel, you cry, you wait, you beg, and in the end you call that as the process of life. But let me ask you, who told you that suffering was noble? Who taught you to wear failure like a crown? Who convinced you that brokenness was beauty? That fear was wisdom? That weakness was human? It was the broken who taught you to remain broken. It was the chained who told you to decorate your shackles. It was the blind who handed you the blindfold and said, "This is what seeing feels like." They say you should be realistic, but what they mean is stay small like us. They say don't get ahead of yourself, but what they mean is don't become what we never could. They fear the version of you that doesn't ask for permission. The weak have built a world where mediocrity is mercy, where the highest virtue is to endure, not to overcome, where the loudest voice is fear and courage is mocked as cruelty. They taught you to apologize for your power before you ever had it. They taught you to shrink before you ever stood. They taught you to hide before you ever became visible. And the worst part? You believed them. You bent your spine to earn a place at a table built to starve you. You dimmed your fire to warm people who would never burn for you. But I will teach you something else. Not softness, not acceptance, but ascension. Power is not evil. Power is not cruel. Power is not selfish. Power is truth. It is the law above all laws, the principle from which all others bend. Power does not ask for permission. Power does not bow. Power becomes. You think you were born to be good? No. You were born to become more than you were yesterday. Endlessly, violently, ruthlessly, more. And if goodness comes from that, then let it be a consequence, not a goal. Let me show you what the world tried to erase from you. They erased your hunger and called it contentment. They erased your will and called it peace. They erased your dominance and called it ego. They erased your ambition and called it madness. They erased your emotion and called it immaturity. They erased your spirit and called it too much. And now, they wonder why you're tired. They wonder why you're angry. They wonder why you feel like a stranger in your own reflection. Because the person you see now was shaped by those who feared your potential. They will always name you a villain when you rise beyond their reach. Because nothing terrifies the weak more than a soul that no longer needs to be saved. You want them to understand you? You want them to clap for your healing? You want them to love the you that outgrows their love? Then you're not ready to become anything greater than them. I have seen what happens to those who wait. They rot quietly while smiling. They convince themselves it's enough, that their dreams were foolish, that survival is victory. But I ask you, is that what you were born for? To survive in the background of someone else's legend? To be the side character in a script you never wrote? To be the warning sign for others? Don't dream too big or you'll end up like them?